people, and welcome to my channel. My name is Jennifer Diamond, and if you haven't been here before, I live a whole food, plant exclusive, SOFAs-free, gluten-free lifestyle for health and well-being. And today I wanted to bring you along with me while I discover aloe vera. So I have heard a lot about the benefits of aloe vera, and I have used aloe vera before on my skin for cuts and scrapes, but I've never actually made aloe vera juice. And so I just wanted to share with you that I have this beautiful aloe vera plant right here that started out something similar to this, and you know, I put it and transplanted it into the ground, and it just keeps making these little pups, which are like little versions of it, and made this big, beautiful plant. So you can tell the difference sometimes by the aloe vera based on the flowers. And unfortunately, I didn't get a chance to do this before the flowers were gone, but this particular plant gives yellow flowers. And I'll see if I could post a picture so that you could see it when they're in bloom. And my understanding is that the yellow flowers are the aloe that is safe to eat and drink. There is another color flower, and it's more like a red, and so those I would stay away from in terms of ingesting. And so I've also never done any of this before that I'm going to do with you. Have you ever done anything with aloe vera in terms of preparing it for consumption? So the first thing that we're going to do is look for a leaf. And you want to try to find a leaf that is based towards the bottom, kind of a big mature one. Some people cut the whole leaf and then they use part of it and they keep the rest in the refrigerator. Some people cut as they go. I'm going to just pick the whole leaf, and we're just going to play around and do the whole thing. So you're going to want to get a paring knife of some sort, and I'm looking at this leaf. This leaf to me looks pretty good, and so I'm going to go down here and I'm going to just go way here at the bottom, way here in the base. Hope you can see this. And I'm just going to try to cut it as close to the edge as I can. And you know what? It cuts super, super easy. I hope I got all the way through. I didn't, so I'm going to go through it again. But it just, look at that. Isn't that amazing? Oh my goodness. Well, and so just make sure that you disconnect it. There we go. Look at that. Wow. And take a quick peek. Do you see that there's this yellow, like sappy stuff right here at the edge? That's the latex or the yellow sap. And you really don't want that. So while we continue to talk, I'm going to go ahead and place it in here and see if we can get any of it to drain. Oh yeah, see, you can see that it's draining. So that's something that you want to do as soon as you get your aloe leaf cut off, is just let it drain. So while this is draining, we're going to head inside and get ready to explore with aloe vera. See you in a moment. Okay, so we're back inside and we have our aloe that we just chose from the plant dripping still right here. Look at that. That is what we want to drain off, and we don't want to eat that. So while that's draining there, I just want to talk a little bit about, that's the homegrown one, and I also bought a store one. You can buy aloe vera leaves at the grocery store, and you don't have to grow it, but you know, there's so much benefit to growing it. And you can do little ones. You don't have to have a big one like me. But either way, if you want to try it and you don't have access to one that you're growing, know that you can go to the grocery store. This one is an organic aloe vera, and I, of course, you know, would try to get an organic one if you can. I'm really curious to see how much this weighs. But right now I have it on ounces. 23.62 ounces. And pounds, it's almost 1.5 pounds, 1.477. Isn't that interesting? So I kind of want to weigh this one, even though it's gooey and drippy, but I think I'm going to do it anyways. I'll just put the bowl over there, and we'll go backwards, and we'll do the pounds for this one. Oh, it's similar. It's a little smaller, 1.53 pounds. And the ounces is 16.86, and if you're interested in grams, it's 478 grams. So they're not that much of a difference. I'm going to continue to let this one soak, and we're going to go ahead and just start to prepare this. So the first thing you're going to want to do is you're going to want to cut a good inch off of the bottom. And the reason for that is because this part can be very bitter. And I haven't ever tasted this, so I have nothing to compare it to, but this is the information that I found by doing some research. So let's cut the end off and see if this one has the yellow sap as well. So here we go. God, it's so smooth. Look at that. Isn't that pretty? And I don't really see any yellow sap, but I'm gonna go ahead and put it next to this one just for a minute. Look at that. Isn't that beautiful? So, you know, I never want to waste anything, and I don't see anything dripping right here, but I'm going to give it a second. I never want to waste anything is what I was starting to say, and so I think that I would maybe keep this for a little bit and use it not to eat, but if you have a cut or a scrape or a burn and you want to use it on your skin, I think I might do that. And all of this aloe vera, any of the extra pieces that, you know, maybe you don't want to use the whole thing and you just want to cut a piece of it and you have some extra, you can, it should stay in the refrigerator, for up to 2 weeks. And so all I understand that you need to do is wrap it in a, you know, a moist towel or plastic wrap if you like plastic, if you're okay with that, and just put it in the refrigerator, and then you'll be able to go back to it. So far, the store-bought one is not dripping anything. I mean, it's just barely, and there's no yellow. So I'm going to say that we don't need to do what we're doing here, but look at this. This is really interesting. So I'm going to continue to put that aside and let it go for a little bit longer while we start cutting into this guy, because what we want to do is we want to wash it and soak it, and there's, you know, some time that we're going to have together. So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to just take a piece of it like this, and I'm going to save this, right? You could use this later, and like I said, on your skin or hair. And so the next thing you're going to want to do is, these are little spikies on the side, and hopefully you can see that. They're literally, I mean, this is a cactus. We're going to want to make sure that we don't have any of that. So we're going to go ahead and just cut off the scales. Okay. Now, another thing we're going to need to pay attention to is, as we're cutting off all the outer skin, because that's what we want to do, because we want to reach the fleshy part inside, we want to make sure not to have the utensil, you know, like we could use a spoon, and if you scrape it, you don't want to scrape any of the actual outside. And so there are different ways to do this. So this way, I can just take it and I can, you know, go underneath the skin just like this and kind of fillet it, so to speak, and just gently cut that, all the skin off. Oh, it's such a smooth feeling. And just continue to just do that. Here we go. I hope you can see this. And I want to make sure not to scrape any of that green skin. And just do your best to go along. Oh, look at this. So it is starting to come up. Wow. And so there's a little bit still that's attached. Oh no, it's coming right off. Whoa, we got one side off. That's exciting. Yes, if you've done this before, it might be fun for you to watch somebody discover it. But if you haven't, this is exciting. And so if you haven't subscribed, hit the notification bell, hit the subscribe button. You'll be notified when I go live or post new videos, and give us a thumbs up. Help me spread the word. I'm trying to grow my channel to reach other people and show that there is so much healing in whole food plant-based. And if you have something you want to talk about regarding aloe vera, please leave a comment below. I am always willing to chat with you. So this is really exciting. And I am going to go ahead now and flip it over, and we're going to go ahead and take the bottom half off. Now, I think I'll use the spoon on the next one. So I think what I'm going to do is just continue to just cut off all this green skin. And you just have to be very patient. It's me talking to myself. Jennifer, be very patient. And don't cut your fingers. Now, this, holding it up probably isn't the best technique, but hey, this is my very first time. So if you have a better technique, please teach me, because I'm always a student at heart, always wanting to learn. And oh yeah, it's doing really well. So I don't know if you can actually see what I'm doing, but I'm kind of having to go more of like this shape, more of like a tunnel shape because of the shape of the leaf and the skin. And so that's what I'm kind of doing here. And just pulling it back a little bit. Boy, is this gooey looking, huh? And I'm not gonna, my instinct says scrape by the skin. Don't waste it, Jennifer. But I'm not gonna do that because I just told you that I learned that it can be irritating to the stomach. Well, that's the last thing I want to do, because I'm hoping that Todd will help me, taste this, since I can't offer any to you guys through the camera. Wouldn't that be fun, though? Okay, so wow, gooey, ooey, mooey. And here we go. Look, we have it. We have it. This is amazing. It looks kind of pink. So I'm going to go ahead and take a bowl. I have a bowl of fresh water here. And you could rinse it under the sink, or you can just go ahead and, wow, it is like a film. Look at it, it's kind of gooey on the edge. And we just want to make sure to rinse this all really good. And I think that, doing it under the sink, under the running faucet, would probably be good as well. But I wanted you to be able to see it. So I think what I'll do is change this water out, and then I'm going to let it soak for a little bit while we work on the other one. So give me just a second here. Okay, so here we have it. I'm going to set it aside, and I think that it's time to move on to the one that we got. Wow, with this sappiness stuff is coming off, and I'm going to go ahead and do the same thing with this. I'm going to just leave it in the bowl because of the yellow sap that's dripping out. And I'm going to go ahead and cut about the same size piece. Whoa! All right, it's all good. Okay, so, and you can tell the difference between the store-bought one and the one that I have at the garden. The garden one has kind of a pinkish tint to it, and the store-bought one is very, very green. So just an interesting observation. And I was told a little bit of pink at the tip of a homegrown plant is actually okay. So I'm going to go ahead and rinse this with the skin, and then we're going to take the spines off and see what this one's like. Okay, back to business here. So here we go. I'm going to go ahead again and take the paring knife or a small knife, and I'm going to go ahead and cut the spine off. Now this feels also smooth, but it doesn't feel as soft. I don't know if that even makes sense. Look at how pretty. Oh, I mean, this is super cool. And it's such an amazing thing that plants can offer. Healing. And I just get so fascinated by this stuff. So here we go. And, you know, I don't really notice in here the sappy stuff. So there are different ways, like we did one fillet here. Some people cut it and leave the skin on. I think we'll try that with part of this, and then we'll leave whole the other part. So I'm just gonna cut down right down here, and I'm gonna cut these into like slices, just showing you different ways that you can get the skin off, okay? And then I am gonna go ahead, wow, this is so cool. Do you see this? I'm gonna go ahead and put these in a bowl, another bowl of water, and just let them soak. We want them to soak, soak, soak. And so I'm gonna put that, let me move the scale out of the way. So this one, we're gonna leave whole, and I'm gonna try to use the spoon. I'm gonna use the spoon on that, but I'm gonna see if I can also use the spoon on this piece. And I'm basically gonna go underneath and just kind of scrape it. It's really, actually, it's not gonna work because I know that I'm gonna scrape into the skin, but it will work, I think, for these smaller pieces. Let me just try. So I'm gonna just go under here. Oh yeah, much better, much, much better. So if you're gonna use the spoon, then I say cut it into these smaller pieces. Look at that, it just came right off. And this is a little bit of a safer technique, right? So you don't have a sharp knife, and especially if you have, you know, younger helpers with you, this might be fun for them, and then you don't have to worry about it. But I would just double check to make sure that there's no green skin. Nobody wants a tummy ache. And so let me just see if I can scrape this. Oh yeah, it's just scraping right off. You know what I could probably do is just pull it off that way. Look at that. There we go. We did it with this piece. So I'm going to put that in there. And going back to the bigger piece, I guess I will use the same knife technique, or I could just cut all these up. Oh, what do you say? I'll just do this. Look at this. Look at this. It's a little bit, it's like, I don't know if it's just my knife isn't, you know, long enough or what, but it seems to just be connected still a little bit in the center. I'm actually kind of just pulling it apart with my thumb. There we go. Look at that. Wow. This is really interesting.
What happened? Are you okay? He slimed me.
So I'm going to take a minute, rinse this one under the sink, and then we're going to start working on the smaller pieces with the spoon. And you just want to let things soak. I almost used the knife, but actually I'm going to use the spoon. And we're just going to do here. I'm going to try to see if I can show you. Just scrape it. It scrapes right so easily, just right under the skin. There you go. And then I'm going to try to see if I can make it easier on myself by putting it down. Maybe starting it. You have a little more control with the smaller pieces, I'm finding. And just like I scrape a mango off the skin, that worked pretty good. So I would say scrape it like a mango. Scrape it like a mango. Scrape it like a mango. Okay. Oh my goodness. Yes, this is really who I am. Okay, so going on to another piece, just so you can see. We can just get the spoon right under there and scrape, scrape, scrape. And every once in a while, it feels like it hits a little hard spot, but not to worry. We just have to use the strength of our arms, because that's part of how I build strength, right? Is doing things in the kitchen. You've seen me. And now I'm just going to start this and scrape it like a mango. Scrape it like a mango. Scrape the skin off like I scrape the mango skin off. There we go. I feel it. I feel it. And the crowd goes wild. Yay! We have accomplished it. All the skin is off. Woo! We can move on. Okay, so let me rinse my hands. They have a beautiful gel feeling on them, and it's kind of soothing, but you know, that makes sense. Aloe vera is soothing. Okay, I changed out the water for both of them. It's really interesting that the store-bought one still has some kind of like a little tinge of a pink color to it, and I'm wondering if that may be the sap. I don't know. I didn't really research anything about a pink tinge to it, so I'm just going to rinse it a couple more times. And then the one that we got right here from home still has a little yellow, so I started to rinse it and just really work with it, and we're just going to continue to let these soak. And so let's talk about where aloe comes from, and some of the things that I learned about aloe that are really interesting. So aloe vera, well, I guess it's a native to the Arabian Peninsula or Middle Eastern sections of the world. And so that's interesting to me, because I would have thought that it would have been somewhere more like Arizona. But it's not native here originally, but you do see them all over here now. And some of the different things that aloe can help with when you ingest it is heartburn. There's irritable bowel syndrome. It treats constipation, so I understand, and all kinds of medical things. There's research about it even helping with cancer. And so I found that to be really interesting, a very soothing, helpful plant with lots of benefits. And so some of the other things that and also diabetes, and reduces the risk of chronic diabetes, heart disease, and I did mention cancer already. So those are a lot of really wonderful things that if that applies to you're interested in, you could do some of your own research and find out more about that. There's also a lot of different vitamins that are in aloe vera. You can find vitamin C, vitamin A, there's vitamin E, beta-carotene even, folic acid, magnesium, calcium, and on and on and on. And so it's just a wonderful thing that I hope to add into my lifestyle a little bit more. And there is something to be said about how much to ingest. So 1 8-ounce serving of aloe vera is like plenty. And of course, there's not very many calories in anything, but we don't worry about calories too much. It's got a little bit of carbs in it, and a little bit of fiber, natural sugar, and all those things. But you wouldn't want to ingest too much at one time, because it can irritate the stomach lining, so be careful. And it also contains high levels of magnesium, and so for that other reason, you wouldn't want to have too much of it. And there are other uses for it that we talked about, but those things are topical, and so we're not going to get into that. And so anyways, if I'm missing anything, or if there's anything else that you know about some of these benefits and things about aloe vera, please go ahead and leave a comment below and share with me. I really do appreciate it. So these have been sitting a little bit. I think let's do another rinse on both of them, and then I think we're going to start working with the store-bought one. So let me just rinse this again. Okay, so I'm going to set the one that is the homegrown one aside and let it soak. We're going to go ahead and start playing with the store-bought one. I brought over the NutriBullet, and I'm going to be sharing with you that a typical recipe, if you want to call it that. I mean, there is no right or wrong way, I believe, in terms of how much water versus how much aloe you use, but maybe like 3 inches for like 2 cups of water or 2.5 cups of water should be good. And if you're wondering what this feels like, if you've ever held any kind of fish, you know, like you caught a fish, or you've just had the ability to have like an uncooked fish in your hand, kind of what it feels like. But I'm glad it's not. I'm glad the fish are where fish need to be, and I'm just here playing with plants. So what I've learned is that we could just go ahead and, like, after you soak it, this is ready to ingest just how it is. And I've even seen people cut it into, you know, like little ice cube square shapes or strips or whatever, and put it in their water and eat it. You could just eat it. But so we might try that just to do it. Let me cut the rest of it. I think we're going to do, say, what is that, about 3 inches? I think that's probably about 3 inches, wouldn't you say? And it's just still interesting to me that it's got this pink tinge to it. I'm going to go ahead and place that in the Nutra bullet, and I'm going to go ahead and add our water. I'm going to do about, I think I'll do about 1.5 cups. And then we're going to screw this on and plug it in, and let's blend it. Isn't this exciting? We're going to blend it. Okay. Okay. All right. Yes, I'll stop. I'm going to unplug this. And so some people add different things to it, right, for flavor. Like you can put lemon. If you eat honey, you can do honey or some kind of agave or some kind of sweetener. The sweeteners that I use are maple syrup and date syrup. So that would be the only sweeteners that I personally would use. And some people even put ginger in it. I've seen some people using lemongrass, and so there's all kinds of ways to do it. I forgot to get the strainer. I think I'm going to strain some of this, and so that we could really just look at it for what it is, and I'm going to also cut a little piece to try and grab a glass. 1 second. Okay, so here we are, and I'm just going to go ahead and strain this over a bowl. And you don't really have to, but I just kind of want to. And it didn't really catch that much. So maybe this step is not necessary. But either way, I do see that it did catch a little. I don't know if you can tell. Let me see if I can show you. You know, so there's a tiny bit. Nothing to write home about. Anyways, we tried. Okay, and so now what I'm going to do is see if I could pour it with a little help into this glass. Okay, look at that. We have aloe vera juice. Okay, and so for fun, I will also cut a strip and just cut it into a couple little pieces so that we can try that too. Before we try this, I'm going to set these aside. I want to prepare the other one, and then we're going to be tasting it. So let's set these aside. Now, like I said before, we could do a little lemon or do some other things. So I might just get a slice of lemon out to try as well. Hang on. I mean, why not? So we have some lemon here that I'll put on the side and we can cut. I'm going to see if I can get you know who, Todd, to please come in, honey, and be daring with me.
Hello. Hello, what are we doing?
Hello, sweetheart.
Hi, honey.
So we've been playing with aloe vera, and so I have the 2 different aloe veras. I have the store-bought one that you were with me when we purchased in the store.
I do
and
remember.
I have a glass for you and a glass for me to try.
Outstanding.
And then I just thought it would be interesting to compare that to our plant here that we've never even tried to ingest.
Okay.
Each one of the glasses has a little piece,
Okay.
or we could try it raw on the side here. And then afterwards, depending on how it tastes, we can put some lemon in to try that, and even pull some maple syrup or date syrup and just kind of see if it does anything in terms of taste.
All right, let's do it.
You ready?
Nah, let's do it.
Okay, so let's start with the store-bought and go
Do you want to
ahead.
try the drink first? Or you want to try the raw
Ooh.
jelly?
Oh, this one isn't from, this one is from this one. This one is from this one.
Okay.
And there is jelly in here. So I'll grab another spoon and we can get it out. Okay, so go ahead and pick your poison. No, I'm just kidding.
There's no jello. There's no gel in here.
There isn't?
No.
I wonder what happened.
No, there's some in yours.
They're disintegrating.
Oh wait, it's at the
Interesting.
bottom. I see it.
Yeah, okay, yeah.
It's
Okay,
a-
here's a spoon if you want to scoop it up. Okay, so anyways,
Okay.
this is supposed to be very soothing and very good for so many things that I already shared about. And so you're going to do that first?
I kind of want to taste the gooey.
Well, I want to
thing.
do with you, but
Okay,
I was
what do
going
you
to do
wanna
the sip first.
All right, let's do the sip first. I will put my goo back.
I don't know. That just seems like more
Am
adventuresome.
I getting the goo or am I not getting it?
I'm just going to
Okay,
drink this.
let's
You
drink.
can do whatever makes you
No,
happy.
let's do the same
Okay,
thing.
so let's
Cheers.
take a taste.
Tastes like water.
Yes, I was just going to say, there's no taste. It tastes like water. Oh my gosh. Okay,
Now we eat the gooey part.
I would like to taste this. I don't know
Which-
that I'm going to eat the whole thing. It's kind of a big piece.
No, go ahead. I'm going all in.
You are? Mm-hmm. I bit it in half. Weird.
So it has absolutely no taste whatsoever.
Weird. It's got a crunch to it, yet there's this jelly texture to it.
Yeah, so the crunchy part reminds me of like a chunk of watermelon.
Yes, but not the flavor.
That texture. And that,
oh my
that
gosh,
crunch.
that was a perfect description.
But there is, and it's a very slight, subtle jelly thing going on. I don't want people to get all weirded out that they're going to have some texture issue with the slime that's in their mouth. 'Cause it's not that.
I just want to say that he brings up a good point because of the two of us, Todd really has a thing sometimes with textures, and I usually don't. In fact, I wasn't even aware that that was a thing. But at any rate, not getting off track, but I got off track. Go ahead.
It wasn't really out of track, but yeah, so it's not a significant slime thing happening. So don't get weirded out by the gooiness of it. It's actually pretty interesting. And like I said, it doesn't taste like anything.
I feel like I want to mix it and give it one more just to make sure nothing's settled. Do you want to mix yours in case there's something, I don't know.
I don't know. I mean, it's not
It just tastes like water. I can't
mostly.
get over that.
I mean, there is, a little.
I don't taste anything. That's great. So no wonder you can put lemon and
Yeah,
different things in it.
It's just water.
Okay,
Yeah.
so we'll do that in a minute, but
Okay.
let's go ahead and taste. Grab one of these,
Okay.
or whichever one,
Either one.
and let's
I'm just gonna stir it up just to do it.
let's see if there's a difference. Now I am noticing that there is a slight. I mean, I don't even know if they could see it. There is a slight variation in color.
Yep.
Just a tad, and this is still like slightly pink, and this is still
It's a little bit more
slightly
yellow.
yellow. Gosh.
I don't know if that's just because of where they're grown.
Yeah.
If you get like different soil nutrients, they change the color. I don't know.
Yeah. So
Interesting.
okay.
Cheers.
Cheers. I think it still tastes like water, but I want there to be like some kind of very tiny flavor.
I want there to be a difference, but there isn't. It's just water.
Okay.
It's just like water.
Okay, so let's try this one. I've got quite a big piece here, so again, I'm gonna just cut mine. That one tastes different to me. There is definitely a flavor difference in that.
Was it very subtle?
No, that's a big flavor.
I think it's very subtle.
What is the flavor?
I don't know. But
it's soury.
I did not get that.
Oh my gosh, you have to try this.
Okay. Just, okay.
No? Just me? All right. I
But
felt like there was a difference.
To be fair, my palate might be more immature than yours.
I'm not disagreeing. All right, so I'm gonna.
I mean, if there is a flavor to it at all, and again, it's very, very, to me, very, very slight and subtle. It's almost an earthy flavor, but frankly,
felt like it was kind of soury, but
frankly,
anyways.
I didn't get anything from it.
Okay, so I'm gonna go ahead and. Would you grab either, whatever you choose, either maple syrup or date syrup? Let's just explore a little bit. I'm keeping this over here because I don't want to mix them still. And that's barbecue sauce, but that's funny. We don't keep it in there. I love this guy. Okay, so yeah, that's cute. There we go.
There it is.
Look at you. Okay, so let's just play a little bit. Do you want to just do it in one and we could just share?
Yeah, I mean, I think they're all essentially the same.
Okay, so let's just mix a little in here. And this is just, I don't know what I'm doing. I'm just going to give it a little, just a little.
I did hear you talking about early on, what do you do with the exterior, the leaf part?
Oh, yeah, you heard
rind?
that. Yes.
And out of curiosity, I was doing some research and looking into that. And according to the American Chemical Society, and I don't know anything about that as a credible source of information, but according to them, as recent as August of 2023, there has been some studies in terms of can the discarded rind of aloe be used as a natural pesticide or insecticide.
Really?
Apparently when dried, it has the same chemical compounds as some of the commercial products that we see in stores. So there's more research to be done on that, but there is a potential that could help to ward off mosquitoes, ticks, and other pests. But more research needs to be done. Don't go out, trimming off your aloe and grinding it up into a pesticide.
Okay, so first of all, thank you so much for doing that research and sharing with us about that. That actually really excites me. In Arizona, where we live, we do have a season of mosquitoes, and I'm always looking for natural ways to, protect myself. Now, you said grind it up into a pesticide, right?
Well, I grinded,
an insecticide or
whatever the application is that gets it from being a leaf to a administered insecticide or pesticide.
Okay, because I'm thinking,
or creating a liquid, or
I'm just wondering if you just lather yourself with it, or I don't know. But anyhow, okay, food for thought.
And so I think to your point earlier, right? So it can be irritating. To the skin, so I wouldn't lather up the rind on you.
Well, I don't know if it's irritating to the skin. I'm talking about ingesting it and being irritating internally.
Either way,
so we don't know
I
about
would say hold off on experimenting on your own, human physique with the skin of an aloe plant, until we know more.
Okay, so thank you so much. And
unless you're into that kind of thing, then go right ahead.
Okay, so let's see. Can you tell what is what?
I think this is date syrup, and that's lemon juice. Or maple syrup.
Yes, they both have lemon in them.
I wasn't watching.
That's okay. And so let's both taste a little of each of these, and just see if it's just going to be flavored water.
Okay.
So you want to go with that one first?
Okay, sweeter.
Let me try it.
It's actually pretty good. It's like an iced tea.
That is really good. And this one was the date syrup. Oh, wow. So we went from more of a water flavor, which there was nothing wrong with it. I drink water all day long. But if you wanted to...
It's very reminiscent of like sweetened iced tea.
This would, yeah. Huh, okay. So I'll try this one first and then you go. Well, of course, this tastes like maple syrup because that's what I put in it. This is definitely sweeter. I think you can tell me which one you like, but I think you'll like that one better.
Well, definitely a maple taste to it.
Because that's what we put in it.
And
maybe is there not
who
enough?
doesn't like maple?
Is there not enough lemon in it?
What are you doing?
Just you know, I want to make. Oops! I wanted to make the flavors more balanced. Let me see. You know, I didn't want it to just be maple. I was hoping to, you know, balance the flavors.
Yes, now it's sour maple.
Yeah, so it's more balanced.
Yeah, I mean, both are good.
I like this one.
I mean, I would totally drink these.
I like this one. This one is a little too sweet for me. So
this one's more like a sweetened iced tea. You know, not like these southern sweetened iced teas, where it's a little bit of liquid on top of sugar. But it's really good.
So here's another idea I just thought of. We could take these,
Yeah.
you know.
That's really good.
Good. You can have that one and I'll have this one. We could take these, you know, or make some, if somebody has already ingested it, and freeze it in some ice cube trays. And you can add it to your regular glass so that as it melts, you know, it's a colder and it's, you know, not too sweetened. That's the word I was looking for. Not too sweetened, if that's a concern. Or you can even make this and freeze it and then thaw it, you know, because it doesn't last indefinitely.
Or you could just make it and drink it.
Make it and drink it. So, okay, well, this was fun.
Yeah.
Thank you for joining in at the end here and helping. And thank you, everyone, for hanging in there and experimenting with another new thing with me. I just hope you try it. And if you've never tried it before, give it a try. Always try something new. Be creative, be curious, and don't forget to eat your greens. Take care. We'll see you next time. Bye, everyone.
Bye, everyone.
Oh, my.
Totally drinking it.
You're taking it?
Yes.